Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be checking out how Def Noodles has been handling things since his recent controversy.
Trolls should not be allowed to procreate. They should be all chemically castrated and thrown in a dungeon, never allowed to see the light of day again. After all, it's where they feel most at home. 90% of the trolls on the internet can't even spell those words, let alone know what they mean. They don't even know the difference between there and there. They most likely melt at the sight of sunlight. So how can we expect them to do anything other than to just bitch in a desperate attempt to shift the focus away from the misery of their existence? They're on the internet because they're miserable. Otherwise, they'd be out touching some grass instead of intentionally alienating themselves on the internet.
Yeah, so this is probably about what people expected. He has not been handling it very well. It's like every show I think he's done since that controversy, it just turns into him ranting about trolls. And it's just so funny. Like at the end of that, he even just started describing himself. He's talking about how they need to go touch grass. They're miserable because they're on the internet and they're just alienating themselves. Like that's exactly what's going on with him. And you know it's bad for Noodles when Ethan Klein won't even defend him and he wants nothing to do with this. Like this drama is right up his alley. This is usually something he would be talking about, but he probably knows Def Noodles just looks so bad here. So he'd rather just stay silent because he probably can't come out and rip on Def Noodles, because Def Noodles has defended him so many times. And it seems like it doesn't even matter how stupid Def Noodles will look, he will still go to bat for Ethan. But clearly Ethan is not going to do the same, and he'd rather just stay out of this, which is probably the smart move if you want to stay away from criticizing Def Noodles. But I would imagine that Ethan probably talks to him in private and gives him some advice. Maybe he doesn't even do that, I don't know. But somebody needs to, because this guy, he's just going to destroy his channel.
Trolls on the internet feed off attention. That's why they're saying don't feed the trolls. However, what most people don't tell you is that the trolling extends itself far beyond the anonymous profiles on Twitter with anime profile pictures. There are politicians, social commentators, and journalists who have built their entire platforms by being professional trolls. These people may have the soft patina of a check mark, but don't be mistaken. They're just as much of a basement-dwelling, soul-sucking gnome as a 12-year-old with 30 profiles who puts, "We do a little trolling," on their Twitter profile.
I think this might be some of Def Noodles' best content, honestly. It's so funny watching him like start off talking about like Taylor Swift here, and then just slowly turns into him going on this like really personal rant about trolls. And he's talking about how they just want attention and they just want to be acknowledged. Yet that's what he's doing for them constantly. Like they've clearly gotten to him. Oh, and I forgot to mention there was some other drama with him recently about his age. Apparently he was lying about it because he's an actor. He's trying to get younger roles. So he said he's 27, but he's really 37. I think he's the same age as Ethan Klein. He might even be older than Ethan Klein. That is insane. It's just so hard to believe that these two are the same age. And they're both like the least mature 37-year-olds ever.
There are a lot of disingenuous people on social media who love to feign concern and act as though they are commenting in the interest of the person they're purposely villainizing. There are a lot of fake fucks who will suck your dick in the comment section, but turn around 1 second later when it's popular to hate on you and do everything in their power to destroy your life. Those miserable fucks are miserable to begin with. That's why they're miserable fucks. You can't save them. They can't save themselves. So the best thing to do is to just tell them to fuck off and get a life. At the end of the day, the greatest blow you can serve these awful fucks is allowing them to exist in the harsh reality of their own horrid life without having a single second of your attention. Remember, misery loves company, so let it die alone in its apartment and be found out years later because nobody gave enough of a fuck to check in on them.
See, this guy has lost it. How does he not realize how stupid this sounds? Like, dude, you're the one who's giving him all this attention. Like, you're standing there talking about how they're not worth your time, you shouldn't pay attention to them, they should just die alone. But then you're giving him all this attention. You continue to talk about them. And him in the beginning talking about all the disingenuous people who love to fake concern. A lot of those people are like his longtime followers. And he's even cutting those people off now. He's just self-destructing. And there's nothing you can do to help him. Like a lot of the fans that are commenting, they just want to see him do better. They want to see him take a break, get some help a little bit. Like, you just have a clearer mind, because right now, obviously, this is not going well. And he's talking about how all these people are fake, but the problem is, I think he's fake. Like, he just admitted that he was lying about his age. And a lot of the stuff he says, it's hard to tell what he actually believes in because he always says stupid shit and then people will call him out for it. And then he'll be like, oh, I'm just joking around. It's comedy. You're taking things too seriously. All right, well, like, do you actually think you screwed up there? Like, what the hell are you talking about? And then if somebody else screws up just a little bit, he'll go after them and villainize them, and he'll be a troll, basically. I mean, like, how he's describing trolls here, it's like his channel, too. He just talks about bigger celebrities and goes after them. And constantly using comedy as a defense for everything, after a while, it's like, dude, if you need to remind everyone every 5 seconds about how you're a comedian and you're joking around and this is like a character or a bit or something, you're probably not funny and people just don't get it, or you're taking things too far. And I think it's just a combination of all that stuff. Like, this guy wants to be a serious comedian so badly. It's crazy. That's all he wants, but he's just not that funny. Unless he's talking about trolls, then he's funny.
I have also fallen off, apparently. Everyone falls off eventually. And really, who cares? The only people keeping track of who fell off are the people who never were on in the first place.
She's cracking, like she reads us. Yes, keep going, keep going.
It's true, folks. Trolls get off on the fact that people read their comments because the vast majority of them are sniveling, basement-dwelling little creeps who get no outside validation from the world outside of the negativity they project on the internet. These are miserable souls who are haunted by the pain they live with every single day, which is why no matter what a troll says to me online, it never really gets to me because I know that what they're saying isn't only an expression of the amount of pain they're themselves feeling, but it's also clear evidence of how they live a miserable existence, which is nowhere near the dream life that I have. Just think about it, folks. I'm out here living my dreams. You see my face. You know my name. You hear my thoughts. Meanwhile, these trolls have to hide their existence from the world because their very presence carries such a repugnant stench that even the acknowledgement of their existence would absolutely cause any person who ventured to approach them to recoil in disgust. Trolls are literally the human embodiment of a turd in a pickle jar. With that being said, the comments she's been getting about seeking help is trolling disguised as concern. Trolls love to give advice to someone they don't know over the internet because it makes them feel more adequate about the bullshit going on in their own lives. They believe that if they can tell someone on the other side of the screen how to live their lives, they are being able to regain control of their lives for even a brief moment. But the reality is that the vast majority of people telling strangers on the internet to seek help or to take a break are in fact the people who need to take a break themselves and seek help themselves. Preferably, they should seek a break in the neck. No one gives a shit about 99% of the trolls who are coming for you. So the trolls can virtue signal and pretend to not be as human as you, when we all know that these trolls have probably done much worse and are using you as a way to clear their own conscience of their awful online behavior. The reality is irony and humor are currently the easiest ways to villainize someone. By feigning moral outrage over someone doing something ironically, people can then grab their pitchforks and rally a bunch of other people around them in hopes of balancing out the scales of their own misdeeds. These trolls love to throw stones and hide their hands because they're cowards. They're bitches in the strictest sense of the word because not a single one of these people would actually have the courage to say any of what they say online to your face. So in the words of Cardi B, these bitches need to be walked. The fact that Doja is taking the time to even empathize with the crazy nuts out there is admirable. If it were me, I don't know. I'd tell them to fuck off. But that's just me.
Like, what more do I have to say? This is lunacy. Like, you really want to get to the trolls? You ranting about them and giving them all this time is only going to make them worse. Just stop talking about them. How about that? Isn't that a genius idea? Stop responding to them. Stop interacting with them. Because you're even saying that's all they want. And I love that he can relate to Trisha Paytas now. Like, if this were a year ago, he'd be like, oh, Trisha's complaining about the trolls. This is how it works. You're going to get hate. You're going to get criticism. That's how it is here. But now he completely understands. He completely relates to Trisha. And he's like, yeah, these trolls are miserable. They're sad. And all they want is you to read their comment and respond to them. But while he's saying this, that's exactly what he's doing. It's just so confusing. I don't know how this guy is 37 years old. And also, a lot of these people that are telling him these things, they aren't trolls. Like, they aren't people that are trying to hate on him. They're people that care about him and want to see him do better, like I said. It's not just the regular people that are hating on him. It's not like it's just Keemstar and all those people out there making fun of him. Like, these are his longtime fans. And he sounds like a child responding to this criticism. He's like, I'm living the best life, you're miserable, I'm over here, I'm all happy. Like, I bet you would be a lot happier if you weren't responding to a hate comment. Like, these people are so miserable and everything, that's how you think of them. But then you're responding to them. Like, you apparently your life is so great. Why are you spending your time responding to a fucking hater that is a troll, that you think is a troll? Like, dude, get it together here. And the best part is he thinks this is actually doing something. Like, this is getting to the trolls. Like, yeah, I'm telling them, I'm showing them, I'm going to tell them how miserable their lives are. I'm going to tell them how much they suck. Like, dude, you're only making it better for them. And you're saying you're making it better for them. You're saying this is what they want. Like, my head is fucking spinning here. I got to end it. This is too much. All right, so that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about this mess, and then hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you at the next video.